I don't think he would ever leave the room completely. There might be times when I would be focused on something else. He would be there, but I wouldn't be looking at him or hearing him or thinking about him. But he would be there, always. And I would kind of describe it, I would say, that like we're handcuffed to each other. And so, so there's really no ever just having him step out of the room. Well, it's always there because I always have to be doing something. Like I'm always taking some kind of pill, doing some kind of IV, going home to do some kind of treatment, thinking about exercise, thinking about what I'm eating, whether I'm eating enough, thinking about whether I'm getting enough sleep. But that being said, I definitely do, on a good day, like live my life. I don't feel like I think about my illness 100% of the time. I'm always aware of it, and I'm in a habit of being meticulous about my own healthcare. But I hang out with friends, I have fun, I do things that I love, and I'm happy. It's not like a downer to think about it. So I set daily goals. Sometimes I set monthly goals. It's a little risky. If I set a monthly goal and then I'm in the hospital, and I don't meet it, then, it's easier to feel like you're failing at something if you set a really high bar for yourself. And that's not to say that you shouldn't that people shouldn't, be ambitious and hope for the best. And I do hope for the best, but, I don't have a goal right now of having a big career and being renowned in my field, or necessarily even having a family or having kids, because for me it would just be great to live to 35. That type of long-term planning, I think, is just best reserved for people who have more control over their lives. It's very hard to sort of have new people that come into my life understand the severity of what I'm dealing with and the high stakes quality of all of the decisions that I make. when they look at me and just assume that I'm like them, or they assume that I have a really mild case, or, you know, that if I go to the hospital, then when I get out, I'm fine, they fixed me up. And so I'm not really a person that likes to ever seem dramatic, and I don't like to draw attention to myself, and I feel like it's very difficult for people to understand what's really going on and how every single decision that I make has a life or death significance to it. I would say I'm the most fearful of how people would feel if I were to die. I'm not necessarily the most fearful of death, just because everybody dies, and I don't believe in an afterlife, so I'm not of the belief that you're aware when you die. But I do think that when you leave people behind that have fought so hard to keep you alive and that have invested, you know, all of their energy for years and years to keeping you alive as long as possible, I think that would be devastating. So I think my biggest fear is that my parents would have to deal with my death instead of the reverse. We all have an idea of where we want our lives to go. We all sort of have some kind of path, whether it's just for the next 24 hours or whether it's for the next 10 years or for the rest of our lives. And I think an obstacle is something that just comes up and threatens to redirect your path. And so either you get over it and you keep going on the path that you wanted, or you can't because it's too big of an obstacle and you're forced to redirect and adapt to the new direction that you're taking. I don't think he would ever leave the room completely. I would say that if cystic fibrosis were another person in a room with me, there might be times when I would be focused on something else. He would be there, but I wouldn't be looking at him or hearing him or thinking about him. But he would be there, always. And I would kind of describe it, I would say, that like we're handcuffed to each other. And so, so there's really no ever just having him step out of the room. There's no period where the disease just stops and I get to relax for a while. It doesn't go into remission. It doesn't ever really stop trying to destroy my lungs, basically. But mentally, I can disengage from it for sure. I would say surfing and being in the ocean is the number one thing that separates me from my disease and makes me feel like it's not present, which is funny given that when I'm in the ocean I cough a lot and brings up all this mucus, and so I don't know if I can say that I 100% like forget about it, but that is the place where I feel like I'm most consistently am just completely 100% focused on the present instead of worrying about something related to my health. I would say that my purpose is to give something back within my lifetime. So I used to visualize that as doing really meaningful work that was completely unrelated to my health situation. I used to envision that in a lot of different ways, and now I think that you can make a difference in big and small ways, and sometimes ways that seem small are actually really big. And so that's why I've started to share my story a little bit more, because I think that if it can help anybody with cystic fibrosis who's younger than me, who is going through something that I've already been through, or if it can inspire somebody who feels really upset about what's going on in their life and they find some sort of resolution to be happier from hearing what I have to say, I think that would be really meaningful to me. But I don't know exactly how that's going to manifest in my life, but I want to, when all is said and done, I want to have given more than I've taken.